Good afternoon. Yes, bedhead, guilty as charged. Day off number two. I just, I know tonight I'm going to be going on CanCons, and that's a shout out right there. Cannabis Conservative, aka CanCon, on rumble.com. Well, I'll be spending probably a good 2 hours discussing some of the more nefarious operations and happenings of our very own institutions of power. I come bearing a different message today. I don't know what it is about like fleeting moments and emotions. The human mind is a very complex thing, which is why I understand not everybody understands this channel. Hell, I don't understand life. I don't understand this very channel, which makes sense to me. One is an extension of the other. The only thing I'm certain of in this world and in this life, as I've survived it, is that we are all winging it. We're freestyling, and it can be a beautiful experience, and it can be one full of sorrow. And I don't know for what real reason I started to think about recovery. Because last night, fantastic panel. I want to thank everybody that was there. My boy Fetty, um, Cephals was in the chat, Bare Bones Reactions, and everybody, just everybody. Jessica, Country Tough, every single person lurking, watching, speaking on the panel, not on the panel. I just wanted to share that while we all find ourselves in sometimes unexplainable battles known as drama, and drama is just another extension of life. It's inescapable in the act of living, unless you live in complete isolation. You're not going to be able to avoid one of the natural occurrences that is life, which is struggle. And struggle, while it can be quite a trying time for anybody, it is also something that defines us. It doesn't define who we are, but through struggle, we get to learn how much we can take. We get to become battle hardened. We get to learn ourselves in our place or purpose, even though we're all kind of winging it. 10 years I spent within this body, not feeling like myself, a shallow shell of what I was before my world changed, before anxiety became depression, became bipolar, became my addiction, became something I didn't recognize for 10 years. 10 years of living amongst violence as an everyday natural occurrence. 10 years of being miserable and being afraid to meet your gaze. Just simply looking somebody in the face used to be a terrifying thing for me. 10 years of taking illicit substances, painkillers, which was my drug of choice, benzodiazepines to numb myself out, and OD a couple of times. All of this to hide myself from myself. And I'd find myself at times just, I don't know, watching myself living a life that I knew I didn't want to be a part of. But I was just going through the motions, feeding my addiction, which replaced whatever was truly me. And I remember it was such an odd thing to do. Have you ever done this? You go and you're with your friends, and you just like, this is the strangest thing. After I dropped out of high school and went back and dropped out again, and all the different high schools I went through because of my fighting and all the strange anxieties and problems I had, that just, I think I broke my brain at some point back in the day. And I was just inside, and I'd ask sometimes my friends back then, am I different? Am I different? Am I than you remember me from school? Something like that. And I remember it became something so common that they'd laugh when I'd ask, because it was something, without me even recognizing it, it became a part of like my persona. It's a silly, insecure thing, but I own it. And I guess thinking about that and whatever I was watching here in the background that inspired me to come here and just speak and share and reach out, because that's the most special part of this platform is I'm able to reach out, and sometimes people can feel the intentions and the message. And the message here is that I want you to, instead of feel nothing but sorrow because you are suffering, recognize that there is beauty in sorrow and suffering, and then there is another side. And you will, once you come out through the trials, the tribulations, you will be a stronger, more intelligent individual, better than you were before. That's the reward of survival. That's the reward of sorrow and getting through the things that are the toughest in life. Every moment that you think of surrendering and you don't, that's a win. Every opportunity that you have, even to feel depressed, and even if you've chosen isolation for a day, which I do not recommend, it's a day that you're alive. There's so many we've lost just through one scope of my life experience. It's a selfish thing to say I've lost anything, because it's really other people that lost their lives, but their memories, their names live on through me, through my stories, through this channel. This is very much, as I've said, an extension of who I am. It's not just a one channel thing about true crime or recovery. It's about everything. And I don't know how to market that. I don't know how to brand that. I don't know how to label it. It's just life, and it's a freestyle. And I want everybody that hears me and sees me to know, regardless of how you met me or came upon this, that I appreciate no matter what we've been through. I appreciate that you've even given me time. But more importantly, I want you to focus on your time and the value of it and the energy that you choose to put toward anything. There's a lot of wisdom being spoken last night about not engaging or feeding into toxicity and people that are so full of hatred, or people that have done malicious things to other human beings. I truly hope, no matter how much they wish to be a villain or are ashamed of being exposed, that they find themselves using their experiences, their newfound experiences, as an example and a reason to move forward as a better individual. It's never too late while you have breath in these lungs to turn things around for yourself and make a better tomorrow than yesterday. Make a better today than what you had. Every moment is a chance, especially to all my fellow friends and community members that have been through addiction, depression, mental illness, whatever it is, every affliction, every ailment, and every struggle and every fight. You now wear your scars, and they are not something that is defective. You are not defective. You are beautifully imperfect, just like you're supposed to be. And anyone trying to pretend that they're untouchable and smooth and whatever the case, we're all just playing at being infallible, because the reality of things is that we're all very, very human, and we're all very, very much similar, which is why I think, while it's still radical to some, to unify and tackle some of the larger problems. By the way, thanks for voting in the poll that I did last night. I have decided, it appears, since you all have spoken, we're going to revisit corruption within CPS. Why is that, you ask? Well, I'd say because we've learned, or I always thought, for so many years, that these institutions that are funded by our own tax dollars, which is money that we work for and goes to other things because society taught us that these things are supposed to work this way. And we really sometimes hope blindly with ignorance that they'll work out the way they're supposed to. And oh boy, what's the expression when you're black pilled, red pilled? I don't know, but it's eye opening when you just dig a little deeper than what's in front of you, go underneath the veil, so to speak, and learn that these trusted institutions do wrong, and they've grown too comfortable by being fed by our hard-earned dollars, and they're not doing right by the most vulnerable population in this world. And we care, no matter how much you want to play a villain, or no matter how much ill you have done, or brought to a community, there's something very human within you that recognizes something as a universal wrong. So, in that, I salute you. Even if you think you're a scumbag or you're playing a scumbag, there's something very human about you. And we all recognize that within one another. And that's why we have a community. That's why I call you that's why I call you all family. So thank you, family, for receiving this message today. I find myself feeling strangely grateful again. More humility and gratitude. It's a silly thing and it's a dead horse, but hey, I went through 10 years of hating myself and doing terrible things to myself and other human beings, harming myself and others, masochism and nihilism at its best, depression at its worst. And I have survived. And I'm here today. And no matter what struggles we all face in the very near future or the present, is something that only serves to make us stronger moving forward. So let us, with strength, move forward and see where this channel, where this life goes. And no matter what is to become of this, pass, fail, succeed, whatever, or not, well, it was quite a goddamn ride, wasn't it? Thank you for being a part of it. And I'm not going to stop. I can't. I have life. And I want to celebrate that with you. See you guys on rumble.com tonight, right? Let's see the big Operation Mockingbird. And I'm getting some word that maybe YouTube has shadow banned some of my content because I've been talking about more conspiracy aspects. Let's see where that goes. Otherwise, though, thank you for being a part of this family. DC Irish, Fahim, Sean, Heather, Chits My Pants, and DD, Justin, everybody, thank you. One love. Bedhead out.